My name is Suzanne Hart. This is Mindset Mastery. And this is for you if you are a super achiever who desires to become unstoppable, have an unstoppable mindset. Each week we bring to you breakthrough strategies to reset your thinking. This is Mindset Mastery, and Mindset Mastery is designed to help you overcome your fear, navigate challenge, and powerfully respond when faced with challenge and uncertainty. Get ready to be inspired and unlock the drive, passion, and purpose to create massive results. Let us get focused tonight. So I'm going to introduce the beautiful, beautiful woman sitting beside me. I've had this woman as a guest before. Last time she rocked the house. We had an amazing conversation. She dropped some golden nuggets, some golden, just takeaways. So take out pen and paper and definitely get ready to take some notes. So this woman is, I found out she sings. She has a beautiful voice. She is a mother of two beautiful boys, but she's also the co-founder and publisher of Soulful Image magazine. And this is a young magazine hailing out of Toronto, but when you look at the quality between the pages, the articles, you would think they were many, many years old, and they are touching life. This is a faith-based magazine, so needed in this time. So please welcome to our interview tonight, Tracycadia Thomas. Hey, hon, how are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me, Suzanne. Thank you.
I'm so excited you're here. And we were talking and you told me that the title of the next issue is Act Like You Can't Fail.
Yes.
And so I want to start the interview as just wanting to know, why did you choose that as the cover of the magazine? Who are you featuring, and why that topic?
Well, as you all know, I'm a woman of faith. So when it comes to planning the magazine and what topics we're going to discuss, I always have to pray about it. It's something that I have to do. It's led by God, and I always allow the Spirit to inspire me, just really thinking about what's going on right now in the times and what people are experiencing and how we can really inspire, motivate, and encourage people.
Yeah. Tracy's feed has frozen for a moment. So while she's doing that, I'm just going to see who is out there. I see Taria is out there. She's hailing all the way from St. Thomas, and she is a social media strategist.
To be their best. So,
Tracy, you're cutting in and out, hon. Oh.
In what they want to do. So there's a lot of things that people want to do, but they're feeling fear. So I thought, Lord, what is the message that you really want to put forth right now in this time? And he said to me, when you have faith in him, we should act like we cannot fail. And that's it. Faith is so necessary. And when we are thinking like Jesus, let's go back to even Peter. When Peter walked on the water, he was focusing on Jesus. But as soon as he started to look at all the things happening around him, he began to sink. So that right there in that lesson is, if we focus our attention on our goals, on the things that we are driven to do, we can't fail, because our hindsight is focused, and all the other noise, it doesn't matter, because you know that you know that you know what you're supposed to do in this time. And that's the message.
That's what inspired it.
Yeah.
As you were talking, it's kind of there's this whole concept of step into possibility, what's possible. And
Yes.
I remember taking a course with John Assarath many, many years ago. And John brought out forks. and my forks are framed and they're in my house, but he brought out forks. And he said that today we are going to bend forks. And I went, what? And he said, we're not going to bend them forcefully. We're going to bend them with our mind. Now, when I tell you you're going to bend forks with your mind, you're like, come on now. And so what you're going to do is you're going to focus on the fork and you're going to ask it to bend. And I was like, seriously? And so here we are, a group of probably about 40 people in a room. And he said, just begin to bend, and focus and become one with the fork. And as I began to do it, Tracy, my fork began to wrap like this.
Wow.
If I didn't see it myself, I wouldn't believe it. This was the interesting thing. Because this is about, the thing, like just like you said, in terms of walking on water. As soon as I stopped and I went, oh my gosh, in my head, my fork is bending, it stopped. Because I love my progress, right?
Yes.
And I love what you're sharing with everyone is that when you believe and you set our intention on something, failure is almost, it's impossible actually. But it's that locked and loaded. And it's interesting because when I think of faith, there's people that are acting and they're waiting for God, their higher power to do something. But I always tell people the act of faith is preparation. Right? And so the preparation is making your goals, writing your plan, and getting into action. But after that, it's surrender. And just allow. But most people are looking for big signs before they take action. So what are your thoughts on
that? I truly believe that is so accurate. Like the word says, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
Right? So faith is actionable. Faith you have to do something. And a lot of times people get confused and they think that, well, if I have faith, I'm just waiting for something. Waiting is a piece of it, but you still have to do something. Faith, which is an actionable thing, works is doing something. And when you have works, it cannot be dead because faith has life, and you give life to it when you're doing something towards what you want.
That is so well said, because faith has, for me, when I look at it, I go, faith has an element of expectation, right?
Yes.
And sometimes, I watch people and they act with worry, and worry is not a faith energy, if you will. And act with desperation, worry, fear, and that stops them. But when you and I go into what we're doing with expectation, then it's a different thing. We're getting a bit of feedback from you. If you can just check your
from me?
I think so. There, just stop.
Is that okay?
We still get a little bit. It's crackling.
Is it the mic?
It could be.
How about now?
Still crackling, but we'll just move with it.
Okay.
That's what happens when we go live, right?
Yes.
Oh, it just stopped. So it's listening. It's being faithful.
Yes. Wonderful.
I want to talk a little bit about when most people think that act like you cannot fail. For most people, that's a hard concept to wrap their mind around, particularly if they've set goals and they didn't hit it, they got stopped, they got introspective things didn't work out. So how are you defining failure when you say act like you can fail?
I would say defining failure is when you quit.
Okay.
When you stop and you don't move forward at all. So for me, like I said, I pray about everything. And unless I get a confirmation from God that this is the next step or that he's all in with me, you know. And God will give you that. He'll let you know that He's there to support you, and that all of heaven wants you to succeed. So when you know that you're walking in your purpose, doing what He has called you to do, you can't fail.
Mhm.
Anything that you do is done with intention to fulfill why you are here. So I feel that you can't fail. You can't fail when you're doing exactly what God has called you to do, when you're walking in your purpose.
You know, I know for myself, and I really like what you're saying, is I know that when I'm called to do something, even when I don't take action or stop, it's like this constant in the back of my mind. It's like it's always there. It's like it's talking to me, talking at me, and I say to people because it was meant for me. It's mine, right? And so,
Mm-hmm.
so for me, I know that a big part of the journey is I'm going to go down the wrong path. I'm going to make a mistake. Something's not going to work out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be things that kind of blow up in my face. All those different things. And to me, that is, to me, is not failure. It's part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
As part of the process, what becomes available is the lessons, the growth, the things that I pick up, the people that I meet, the person I've got to go ask for help,
Yeah.
the thing that I didn't expect to happen. So for me, I know on this entrepreneurial journey, particularly, if I had defined failure as things not working out, I'd be out of the game a long time, long time.
Yes.
Because I can tell you, my year is riddled with things that did not work out.
Mm-hmm.
They're learning opportunities for me. And because they're learning opportunities, it is an opportunity for me to grow. It's an opportunity for me to learn. So I think I wanted to really take a moment and define failure so people get exactly what you're talking about and not the traditional way that people look at it. And I want to ask you another question. How do you define success?
Sorry, how do I define failure?
Success.
Oh, success. Sorry. Success. So to define success is to basically when you make a goal and you achieve it. No matter how you achieve it, you're successful. A lot of times we think of success in, money status, all sorts of things. Everyone's definition of success is different. But ultimately, success is just reaching the goals that you set out to achieve. That is success. And, God never promises us a smooth life or a smooth way of gaining things. We're going to go through trials. We're going to go through circumstances. These are the things God puts there to help us grow, to shape us, to stretch us. Sometimes we won't even move unless God puts some of these things in our path to get us to where we've been praying to be, right? So a lot of times we pray and we ask God, help me find a job, help me do this, help me do that. And, especially in this time, a lot of people are looking at what's going on. They've lost a job, they've been laid off, and they're thinking, this has happened to me. No, it's happened for you. Maybe God removed that job because that's not where you were meant to be. He had a bigger plan for you. And in order to get you there, he had to remove something, or he had to move you so that you will move. A lot of times we're asking God, I want more money. I want, financial freedom. I want more time with my children. I want to do something that's fulfilling to what you've called me to do. These are ways that God will actually get involved in our lives to really help us get to where we need to be so that we can be successful, so that we can be.
Yeah. I know we just launched a program about a few weeks ago, and we started down one path, and that path, like, could it have not even, it didn't even get any traction at all. And I had this vision in my head about how this was going to go and how things were going to unfold. And the reason I'm sharing this is that I have this belief that sometimes the miracle that you're looking for doesn't show up in the package you expected. And so I'm always redefining what success looks like. And for me, one of the things I've learned, Tracy, is I set my goal, and my goal is the target I made in that. But for me, success is what happens on the beauty on the journey, the great things on the journey. So although what I was expecting to happen, we had anything but, once we readjusted, we were up the path I think we were meant to go on. And that path opened up doors and opportunities and lessons that we're still building on today. And so part of it is I think, when we set out on a path, we often go, this is the path, and God has another a fork in the road, a twist in the road. And if we're stubborn, we won't listen, and we'll go down. We'll still keep navigating that path. And so for me, success is being able to not only get where I want to go, but navigate the challenges, navigate the ups and downs, navigate the growth moments, the things that didn't work out, and moving. And when I look back, for me, it's often my biggest success is who I get to become as I move, as I go on my goal, on my journey. So even, Tree and I have been working on this program, and the growth that we're both experiencing as a result of something not working out, it's mind-boggling. And we probably would not have had that experience if everything went the way we originally planned. So, when you say, act like you can't fail, I think the first thing is to believe that you can't fail.
That's true.
And then take the information that's being given to you and move. I'm going to just try something here.
Ultimately, I believe as well, the word says that God is a rewarder of those who believe in him. You believe in him, then you will trust that everything that happens is happening for you, not to you. So it's also having the mindset that no matter what's happening, it's all right. It's a part of the plan. It's a part of God's plan. And that's why, for me, with this magazine, our main message is to live a lifestyle of faith. When you live a lifestyle of faith, faith can move mountains. Faith, is the foundation of our life. When you're walking with God and you truly believe that he has your best interest at heart and that he is with you, then you don't have to be so fearful when things shift, things don't happen the way you expect them to. You just kind of step back and be like, okay, all right, stuff is happening now. Lord, what do you want me to do with this?
Yeah.
What's the next step from here? What are you trying to teach me? What should I look out for? What am I supposed to learn from this? It's having that mindset that everything that happens is for your good. It's all for your good.
It's like I often tell myself that everything's perfect.
Yes.
Right? So when things don't go the way I want to, part of this is about having an unstoppable mindset, an unshakable mindset, and mastering the emotions that come with not getting what you want, not seeing what you want, not having things show up the way you want.
Yes.
Your access to being unstoppable is the conversations, how you shift the conversation is going on. So,
That's right.
I tell people that I make up stories. I tell myself stories all the time just for my own good. So when something
Mm-hmm.
happens, I also go, this is perfect. This is perfect. God has a plan for me. I'm supposed to learn something right now. I'm supposed to see something right now. I'm supposed to meet someone right now. I'm supposed to
Yes.
learn
Yes.
something right now. Something's going to show up. And just in that conversation, invariably something shows up all without fail. And I think partly it's the belief that miracles are everywhere, but you and I have to be open to seeing them, receiving them, having them happen. And so, part of the work is having the mind that allows you to receive,
Yes.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, this is good. This is good. So what would you say to someone who's sitting in this season? And I know there's a number of people sitting in this season, and they're
Mm-hmm.
frozen, they're playing small,
Mm-hmm.
they're in doubt,
Mm-hmm.
they're afraid to fail. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the year has been tough. The year has
Yeah.
been filled with unexpected. What would you say to them?
The first thing I would say is it's okay to be human. It's
Uh-huh.
okay to feel the feelings you've been feeling. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is when you allow it to hold you back, because you can't be in faith and in fear at the same time. You have to
Mhm.
choose one. And faith is the substance of all of life. Like you need to know that God is for you. And no matter what is happening in your life right now, if you just reconnect with Him and just kind of figure out what is it that you want? What is it that you feel that God wants for you? And what steps are you going to take to get there? It could be, you know what? This week I'm going to get off the couch and I'm
Yeah.
not going to sit in, in my pity, sit in my emotions anymore. I'm not going to sit and watch other people doing things and feel like I'm not good enough. You are good enough. You're special. God created you perfectly, wonderfully, and beautifully just as you are. You just have to believe that for yourself. And as you begin to shift your mind and start to see yourself the way that God sees you. One of the articles that I have in my magazine, every issue, begin to see yourself and fill in the blank. Begin to see yourself strong. Begin to see yourself powerful. Begin to see yourself unstoppable. Begin to see yourself not failing. You have the power to do and be anything that you want to. And
You
that's
know,
what I would say.
what's coming to mind as I'm listening to you speak, Tracy, and for those who are joining us, we're speaking to Tracycadia Thomas, the founder and publisher of Soulful Image magazine out of Toronto, Canada, for all you Americans in the house. This is a Canadian gal. And one of the things that as you're speaking is really oftentimes when people think of having faith.
Mhm,
I like to liken faith as a muscle, right?
mhm,
If you haven't been to the gym in a while, muscles are rusty and they don't work so well, right?
mhm.
But you don't go pick up the 50-pound dumbbells to decide you're gonna build your muscle. You're gonna build your faith muscle, if you will. You pick up the 5 pounds. And I equate the 5 pounds to getting out of bed and getting dressed and making yourself look presentable and going,
That's
okay,
right.
did that. Got,
Mhm,
and then going, okay, my next act of faith will be I'm gonna get dressed, I'm gonna go outside, I'm gonna do something new. And it's almost like you go from 5 pounds to 7 pounds to 10 pounds to 15 pounds,
mhm.
build and strengthen the muscle. Because, if you haven't acted from faith or had faith in a long time, it's not going to be easy to just jump in and go all in. And it's those small steps, but those so small steps always inform your next step, because a small step is not as hard often as we think it is, right? And it's like, okay, I did that. That's cool. And I think it's also take steps that set you up to win at the very beginning, right? Take those faith steps that set you up to win and demonstrate the act of faith. And so, because I think oftentimes people might look at you and you're like magazine and doing all these things and interviewing amazing people, and they're doing that comparison of that's what faith looks like. And I think faith looks like whatever it is that puts you just beyond what you believed yesterday.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And just beyond what you believed the day before. In Mindset Mastery, we have this concept called lifelong learning. It's the 7th principle. And it's always about making your best better. So my best today is not my best tomorrow. And what I recommend people do is just a little bit better tomorrow. It doesn't have to be a big thing, a little bit better. Read another page in a book. You know, get up and work out for 5 minutes. You know, I know there's people watching that work with me, and when they start, they go, "Can I work out?" And I go, "Yeah, 5 minutes." And they're like, 5 minutes? And I go, it's an act of faith. Really, it truly is. Give your mind something it can win on. And next thing you know, a month or two later, they're like 30, 40 minutes, right? It's that process. So, this is good. This is really, really good. So tell us a little bit about this issue, this magazine, like what's happening, this issue, what's in it?
Well, really excited. So this is our special men's edition.
Okay.
So once a year we do an issue specially for men, as we started off as a women's ministry. And years ago, we had the opportunity to meet Devon Franklin at a men's conference. And that just changed the game. That it totally changed the game. Our heart was to, you know, to interview him. But as we were in that conference, we saw the need that men have for ministry. You know, right now there's everything out there for women. Women are, you know, we're doing it all. But the men are feeling a little bit neglected. So this issue, we are featuring Les Brown. Yay! So excited. So I've met Les several times. And so when I was praying to the Lord about this theme, I said, Lord, you told me, act like you cannot fail. So who do you want on the cover? And he showed me Les. And surprising enough to me, when I spoke to Les, he says, I have a speech exactly on that topic.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
I was like, wow, look at God. Like, he's so precise and so perfect and so on time. I had no idea that Les had, you know, that topic. So it just was even more confirmation that I'm walking in the right direction. And so that's what we have. We have an amazing interview with him. He's talked about, you know, what it's like being a Black man in America, you know, living his dream from being poor to where he is now, the legacy that he's leaving behind for his children. Like we went deep. We went deep in this.
Good. Yeah. He's a lot of fun. I've had the privilege of sitting down with him on a few occasions, and he will bless us. He will definitely bless us.
Yes.
And you know, it's interesting because I'm reading Devon Franklin's book right now. Interesting that you said that. It's Conversations with Men, something like that.
Yes.
For you, The Truth About Men. The Truth About Men. And I just finished reading The Weight. And yeah, like that. It's such a great conversation, and I'm glad you're doing this issue because, you know, in there's so much available for women, and there's so many conversations for women, but there's not enough places to go where men can get conversations that are designed to empower men around issues that are particularly for men. And I think families are having challenging times during this time. I think there's a particular conversation that a man has, and this is just the opinion of Suzanne, but there's a particular conversation that men have when you are charged with the expectation of provider, protector, strong, all those different pieces, and no place to go when you're in a time where nothing seems predictable. Where do you go to get strength and to have conversations, to get reinforcement, and places where you go where you can take off that armor and just be vulnerable and say, like, this is hard. So I'm excited. I'm excited to read this issue.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. I think it's so needed, like you said, for today. And the most important thing is that the men have the support that they need. God loves them. And like you said, there's a lot of pressure on them being the head of the family, the provider, and caring for their children, leaving a legacy behind for their generation. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot that weighs on them daily. And we have to pray for them constantly. The whole world needs prayer right now, but
Mm-hmm.
especially the men, because I feel like, because Satan knows that the man is the head of the family, he'll attack the man first to break down the family. So it's so
Mm-hmm.
important that we have to uphold and uplift our men right now more than anything. So, we got to pray. We just got to pray for them.
Yeah, and I think it is, it's true partnership, right?
Hmm.
And it's uplifting men, whether they're your partners, your brothers, your friends. I think it's a time where we need to have partnership in terms of how can I support you? How can I
Yes.
and put down the differences that exist, at this point in time. Is there any particular articles in the magazine that you're like, you gotta check this one out? Like, I know, of course, there's lessons.
Hmm. There's so many. You know, it's hard to say right now because um, like we're still in the midst of putting it together, but there's a lot of great stuff. Just you have to get a copy, subscribe, go to soulfulimagemag.com and subscribe. And yeah, make sure you get the subscription for 1 year, 2 years, and support what we're doing.
Absolutely. And your husband Lester is the one that your husband puts out the whole layout,
Yes.
right?
So Alistair, he's the creative director. He's the graphic artist. He lays out the whole thing. He does even the little ad libs, the add-ons and stuff. He'll find little scripture stories to enhance some of the articles. And he also draws. He's an artist. So we have a comic of our family that's found in the back of every issue called Katie's Kids. So as you know,
Mm,
my name is Tracycadia. So Acadia, Katie is short for Acadia. So Katie's
very nice.
Kids is a play on our family. Yeah.
Very, very nice. Very nice. So issue comes out when?
So it's coming out mid-November. And
Okay.
like I said, just keep watching our website. If you sign up for the newsletter, we'll definitely let you know when it comes out. We'll be providing a short, free little snippet of the magazine that you could see. And then if you like it, then, buy the whole thing, share with your family and get it out there.
Hmm. And I think what I'll say to everyone that's listening is that reading, we're exposed to so much negative news right now. It
Yes.
really is. Negative news is everywhere. News that reminds us of desperation and fear and all those things are everywhere. And it is so important to counteract that with uplifting information, inspired information, faith-based information, information that feeds our soul. And put a little bit of that in you every day. So my recommendation is that, one, get the magazine. And
Yes.
two is, for the rest of November, is just feed yourself an article every single day and fill yourself up. And I'm talking to both men and women, because although it's a men's magazine, women, we will learn a lot. And we'll probably learn some ways to better support our men out there. So don't say, well, it's a men's issue, I don't need to get it. One, get it for yourself. Two, get it as a gift for a brother, your husband, somebody, but definitely bless them. So I know we'll be promoting it, so it'll go out in our email list. If you're on Suzanne Hart's email list, you will definitely make sure you get a way to access that magazine. We'll be promoting it on all our social media pages, so definitely register. So I'm going to let you, Tracy, have the last word. So if you were to leave everyone with a thought in alignment with act like you can't fail, right? What would you tell them?
I would say, don't overthink what's happening right now. Focus on your purpose. Everything else is noise. Don't worry about what's going on. Just keep focused on what God has given you to do, and believe and know that He is with you and will support you and give you all the resources that you need to fulfill those things that you're called to do in this season and in this time. Do not be afraid. Go all in, trust Him, and know that you cannot fail.
I love it. I have been sitting down with Tracycadia. She said, go all in.
Go all in.
Believe you cannot fail. And
Yes.
and just walk in faith. Thank you so very much. Everyone, this is Suzanne Hart. This has been Mindset Mastery. We will be back here next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will always let you know what our topic is early in the week for a look for that. Just click on the button and let us know that you're interested in showing up, and we'll make sure you get the information. Also, if you are listening to us on YouTube, definitely subscribe, like our page, and of course, you can definitely meet us and hang out with us in our Facebook group. So again, everyone, remember, know you are brilliant, know you are oh so very special, and the world is waiting for your unique gift. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.